My bad, I was muted. I'm tripping. But what is good, YouTube? What is good? Welcome to the show, Last Word Productions. It's episode 21. I'm your host, Tavares Wilson. Hey, as you all know, I always get the last word here with my main man once again, Larry. Say what's up to the people, man.
Yo, what it do?
All right, so I see this here. Dolphin football. We back. We back, man. It's been a long time waiting. We've been talking a lot of off-season news, contracts, money. Before we get into the game, man, we're gonna preview that game. Go ahead and talk about some news that happened today with Jalen Ramsey getting a contract that made him the highest paid corner in NFL history. The deal was a 3-year deal worth 72.3 million.
Mm-hmm.
So he just got paid a little bit more than Pat Surtain just got paid annually. So he's not a high, like again, like I said, he's the highest paid corner in NFL history. So I just want to get your thoughts on that, Larry. What you think about the deal, and do you think it's a good deal? What's your initial thoughts?
I think it's a good deal. Keeping the core together, giving a top corner what I feel like he deserves. Um, and just I feel like he's a core piece of the squad, of the defense, of what we're trying to do as an organization. So I have no problems with the deal. I think he deserves it.
You outside or something? It's like a lot of wind in your background or something.
No, I'm not. I don't know what's going on, man. You still here?
Nah, you good now. I don't know what that was, but yeah. So I agree, man. You pay your core guys for sure. I definitely agree with that, and he's arguably, if not your best defensive player. I think at this point, he actually is your best defensive player. You could have made an argument for Christian Wilkins last season, but he's gone. Could have made an argument for Bradley Chubb. He's not starting the season, so right now he's your best defensive player, and that's because he's coming into this year healthy, and he's coming into this relatively healthy. But he's coming into this year playing week one. He didn't play week one last season. He didn't play up until October, I believe, last season, if I'm not mistaken. So he was out for a good minute. Maybe it would have been, maybe it was September. I can't recall, but I know it was against the Patriots mid-season. So this is a guy this team needs. He was a difference maker when he came back. He bolstered the passing game in terms of the defensive side of the ball. It was harder to pass on the team, I should say, because he pretty much solidified one side of the field each and every game. So it's good to see that they're prioritizing locking down their main pieces, which they've done to give them their credit. I mean, they gave Tyreek Hill more guaranteed money, giving him the most guaranteed money in a 2-year span, I believe, of any receiver in NFL history, or some along those lines. Gave Waddle a new contract. Of course, gave Tua a new contract. They gave Raheem Mostert more money. I mean, they're guys who they view as pieces that's going to help them make this push for the next 2, maybe 3 years. They've given all these guys money, so now it's just about producing results. There's no excuses at this point. I said all that to say this: there are no excuses. Everyone is paid. Everyone is happy. Everyone had what they wanted. They dollar amounts, whatever the case may be. There's no single reason anyone should be making excuses for this team at this point. No single reason. The job has to get done. Point blank. Period. That's all that matters now. So, you got anything else you want to add in regards to that, or?
Now you go ahead with the next question.
All right. So now, with all that being said, let's get into the game this week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Excuse me, week one. We got a lot to talk about and cover this game, but before we get into that, before we get into the game itself, let's go through some of these injuries and the injury report itself. So, the injury report for the Dolphins looks extensive because there's several names on there. But the only guy who was officially ruled out, who's not playing, is Malik Washington, and that's with a quad injury. Everyone else, I believe, will play. Jalen Ramsey, like I said earlier, he was battling an injury, a hamstring. He was limited in practice today. He did individual drills, but he's questionable. Everyone else was a full go today, from Quentin Bell to Aaron Brewer, Javon Holland, Jalen Phillips, Jordan Poyer, Teron Armstead. You know, these are guys who all should be playing. So I'm not concerned at all about the injury report. And on the other side of the ball, with the Jacksonville Jaguars, the only injury they had that was even noteworthy was Daniel Thomas, a safety, and he's questionable coming into the game. So more than likely, he's going to play. So no, both teams seem to be relatively healthy for the most part. That is good. So you're gonna come in, both teams at their best, having their best. So we're gonna see how that all works out. So let's get into who we believe has the the edge in each aspect of this game. Week one, you in Miami. Jacksonville doesn't have far to go. They're also in Florida, so it's probably a bus drive for them. And it's going to be interesting. You really going to measure up to see where you stand right now, because you have two teams that I believe are both talented, and I believe they both come off disappointing years, even though they wasn't terrible per se. They both came off disappointing years. The Jaguars missed out on the playoffs after starting 8-3, and the Dolphins was once again one and done, despite the fact that they was the most prolific offense in the league. Well, arguably one of the most prolific offenses in the league. So, with all that being said, we're gonna start off at the quarterback position, the head of the snake. So, who do you think has the edge coming into this game at the quarterback position? You think it's the Dolphins or you think it's the Jaguars? Who you got? Tua?
Excuse me. I think if you're talking about just the edge, I think Tua has the edge, but I do believe that Trevor Lawrence kind of has a lot more to prove to answer the question, but I will give Tua the edge just because, like you said, one of the most prolific offenses in the game. And seemingly a team that not only, like we said earlier, is healthy, but they brought back all of their core members, gave them extensive contracts. So it's like you said, it's really no excuse. Everybody's gonna be on the field, everybody's gonna be healthy. And I feel that if you go by team basis, from O-line to tight ends to receivers,
Yeah,
I gotta give the Dolphins the edge. So
we're gonna go through all that. We're gonna go through each position.
okay. Yeah, I give Miami the edge.
Yeah, I think Miami got the edge in terms of the quarterback play as it stands now. I think the last 2 years, Tua has been better than Trevor Lawrence. I mean, not to say that Trevor Lawrence can't be one day better than Tua, because he has all the talent to be better. It's just he hasn't been. So I give the talent. I mean, I give the edge to the Dolphins right now. So let's go to the other side. I mean, not other side. Let's go to the other position. Let's go with running back first. So, as we all know, Dolphins, we have a three-headed monster basically at the running back position, with three guys who are track stars, need for speed kind of guys. Raheem Mostert, Devon A. Chain, and newly acquired Jalen Wright. Versus someone in Jacksonville, Travis Etienne, who I actually wanted the Dolphins to draft when he came out of college. So I like Travis Etienne. And you got the likes of Dearness Johnson, who will more than likely be the complementary back to him. So if you had the edge, the running back room, who are you giving that edge to?
I'm definitely giving it to Miami. You know, with Mostert being in this system for, we got to count even the San Francisco days, for a little over 5 or 6 years. it'll be kind of difficult for me to not take Mostert along with lightning rods like Devon A-Chain and Jalen Wright. I know Etienne has proven, especially since coming off his first year injury, that he is going to be one of these top running backs in the NFL. From pass catching to just running the ball, getting in open space, he's going to be one of them, as they say, one of them ones. But I have to give the edge to Miami, regardless. And I know you probably trying to mention him, but Tank Bigsby as well is over there in that Jacksonville backfield. That's another good.
Yeah.
That's another good compliment type back to Travis Etienne. Just to shout him out, but I got to give the edge to Miami. Just from a dynamic standpoint, I feel like Etienne is better catching the ball, but everything and all the intangibles, I have to give it to Miami. Okay. I just think it's a slight edge.
Okay, no problem with that at all. No problem with that at all. Me personally, I give it to Miami as well. I think you could make a real argument that Travis Etienne is the best running back coming into the game. I think when it comes to the room as a whole, I think Miami has the better running back room. I think Devon Chain is better than any compliment back they will have. And I think Raheem Mostert he's not as good as Travis Etienne, but he's not that far off.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I give that edge to Miami for sure. So let's go to the next big thing. Let's go to the receiver rooms. We all know Miami coming into this game limping at receiver. Odell Beckham is hurt. He's out for at least 4 weeks at the PUP list. You know, River Craycraft is also on short-term IR. The hope is he will come back. So it's looking like your top 3 guys are going to. Oh, and Malik Washington as well, as I mentioned earlier. So you got 3 guys out in the receiver room. So it's looking like the top 3 guys are going to be Waddle, Hill, and Braxton Berrios. So you're comparing that to in the likes of Brian Thomas, Christian Kirk, and Gabe Davis. Now, keep in mind, I'm also including the tight ends in this. So that means you can include the likes of Durr Smythe and Jonnu Smith and Everett Ingram. And I can't recall who the Jags backup tight end is right now. Is it Sadie Lewis still, or last I checked, he was playing with the Bears last I checked, but I think he resigned with them if I'm not mistaken.
Probably. I have no clue. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Nah, it's not him. But I know Everett Ingram is their starter. He had a career year last season. So who you giving that edge to in terms of the pass catcher?
Honestly, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but when you got 2 of the top 10 to 15 guys catching footballs for you, it's kind of hard to bet against them. It's extremely hard actually to bet against Miami and what they have going on over there.
You think Waddle's top 15?
Yeah, Waddle's top 15, bro.
I don't think so. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sorry to break anybody's hearts. You know, they thought otherwise, but top 10 to 15 pass catchers, yeah. You know, but you know that's just me personally, and you know, I don't feel like the Giants have anybody to compare to that dynamic of pass catching. In my honest opinion.
Yeah. I can give you 15 if you want to hear him though. You know, I need the clips. I give you 15.
You give me 15 what? Receivers?
Yeah, that's better than Waddle. I give you 15.
Oh my god,
man. You want to hear?
Man. Yeah, I'm intrigued.
All right, so look, I got Jettas, Reed, of course, AJ, Jamal. I still think at this point Stephon Diggs is better. I know a lot of people been down on Stephon Diggs, but I think Diggs is still better. I think DJ Moore is better. I think you can make a solid argument that Keenan Allen is still better. I think you can make arguments that guys, well, not even make an argument. It's not close. CeeDee Lamb is better. I think Amari Cooper is better. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is better. So what? That's what 10 right there.
I don't think Keenan Allen and DJ Moore is better than Jalen Waddle.
DJ Moore is not better than Jalen Waddle?
I don't think so, bro.
Whoa, nah, hell no. I like DJ Moore for that boy. I ain't gonna lie. But let me finish the list though. Let me finish. So I think that was 10, if I'm not tripping. I'm taking Michael Pittman over that boy. I'm taking Scary. That's just me. I'm taking Scary Terry over that boy. I'm taking Mike Evans. I'm taking Chris Olave.
No, nah, come on now. Now you finna
what?
Now you doing too much, bro.
What? Bro, Olave has been with shit since he's into the league, and he's been producing with it. But okay, even if you think Olave arguable, right? I'm still taking DK, and I'm still taking Cooper Kupp. That's at least 15 I just named.
Okay.
I ain't even say Garrett Wilson.
I don't know, bro. I had you.
I didn't even say Devontae Adams.
I was with you like the first 10, but then you kind of veered off on me, man.
I didn't even say Devontae Adams. I didn't say Garrett Wilson.
That's my boy right there. That's my goat right there.
But
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say agree to disagree on that because I don't know, man.
Yeah, but anyway, so you edging the Dolphins. I'm going to get an edge to the Dolphins as well. I think just personally, they just got better receivers overall. I think Tyreek is the best receiver in the league. I'm not mad if people say Jettas is. I'm really not, because what both of them could do is just uncoachable. So whoever you have, one is just come down to preference. And I think Waddle is in that 18 to 20 range as receivers. I think he's damn good. It's just he's better than anyone they got on the Jags right now. So you got the best receiver in the league, arguably, with another top guy. I mean, you got to give him the edge. Even though I think Evan Ingram is a damn good tight end, and he's better than what we got at the position, he's not making up the gap for Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle with Gabe Davis and Brian Thomas. He can't make up for that gap. But it's the next group I want to talk about is the offensive line. And both of these teams have their woes at the offensive line positions. We know the Dolphins have their woes, but the Jaguars don't have the greatest offensive line either. I mean, I know they went out and got Brandon Sheriff, but he hasn't exactly been what they thought he was going to be for them. Same thing with Cam Robinson. They did go out and get Mitch Morse, which was a good signing in my opinion, but we'll see how it goes for them. So who do you give the edge to in this game in terms of offensive line play?
Offensive line, I mean, it's going to be a complete overhaul and new group. Overall, I feel like for Miami, the only ones we really returning is my man Teron Armstead, Austin Jackson. I don't really want to say the interior, to be honest with you, bro, because I'm gonna have Aaron Brewer starting more than likely, and they say he's gonna play, but how healthy is he really? And you got guys like Liam Eichenberg and Robert Jones, Isaiah Wynn. Like, I feel like there's a lot of inconsistencies there, and we're not going to be able to really put out, how can I say, a consistent starting bunch in the sense of I'm going to be confident every single Sunday. I want to give the Jags the slight edge, just in terms of I don't know, man. It's just I don't like the Miami offensive line coming in. I feel like we have the best overall lineman in Armstead, but I'm just not deeply confident in the core group, in the group as a whole. So I'll give the Jags the slight edge.
I feel you on that. I give the Jazz the slight edge too. I think their interior play is going to be a little better than ours. I think having Mitch Morris again is a huge upgrade for them. So I do think he's going to make all the world of a difference for the interior play because when you have a veteran center who can help command the line of scrimmage and identify late blitzes or, help pick up wherever the case may be, call out certain things. It takes a lot off the shoulders of the quarterback. So I give them that edge from the perspective. I think they have a little bit more talent on their roster. It's not roster, but starting line. I give the edge to the Jaguars. But let's go off into the next segment, and that's on the other side of the ball. Let's go into the secondary, man. So the secondary for the Jags actually, they got 3 new starters in the secondary for them, and 2 of which is Ronald Darby and Darnell Savage. Ronald Darby played with the Baltimore Ravens last season. He played well, and Darnell Savage was the safety for the Green Bay Packers for his entire rookie tenure. Signed a new contract with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they already had, I believe, my boy named Tyson Campbell, the other corner.
Yeah.
They already had Tyson Campbell, who struggled last year, but he's solid. I'm not gonna say the man bad. He's not bad, and that's in comparison to our secondary where we have Jordan Poyer, Devon Holland, Jalen Ramsey, and Kendall Fuller. So, who do you have the edge to for that in terms of the secondary play?
Overall secondary play, I got to give it to Miami. Jalen Ramsey's about to go back and play the team that drafted him, his former team. Jordan Poyer, Kendall Fuller, who's not a slouch. Javon Holland, who I feel like is a criminally underrated safety in this league. Just the top end of the Miami secondary, I do give them the edge. But the Jaguars has a lot of great young pieces who got a lot of experience last year, who showed up at times, played inconsistent at times as well, but they, for the overall most part, just getting experience in this league is everything. So for an overall young, talented squad, if you was to ask me who has the better upside, maybe I would give the Jags that edge, but the question being who has the overall edge, period, I got to give it to the Dolphins. No matter how biased I want to be, and just say Miami is just a better overall team, period, in every position. I do give the Jaguars some form of grace in the fact that they do have a very good young secondary over there that they built. Okay.
And I agree with that, man. I think it's Miami because I just overall believe I think they got more playmakers, man. I think Ramsey is a playmaker position. I think Javon Holland is a good playmaker. I think Jordan Poyer, even though he's gotten older, is still good enough. I don't think he could have the same range he once had with Buffalo, but I think he's good enough of a playmaker to make difference in the game. So I give them the overall edge in the secondary. Now, this is the one, to me, that's the most arguable. And that's the front seven. Yeah, the front seven, the D-line and linebackers. I think that's the most arguable because both of these teams got some guys. They got some talent. the Jaguars got a Lurkin. They got the other guy. What's some other guy named Devin
Josh Allen.
Lloyd.
Oh, okay.
They got Devin Lloyd. The two linebackers, man. Both of them had 100+ tackles on the year last season. I think Lurkin had over 130. I think he led
Yeah,
the
he had
league
over
in
130.
tackles.
Yeah,
So
138, 36, something like that.
yeah, he's a sideline to sideline kind of guy. He can cover pretty well. He's a guy.
Mm-hmm.
So you got those two to deal with in the middle. Then on top of that, you got two damn good edge rushers in Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen. And then that's on
Mm-hmm.
top of the fact they went and got Eric Armstead. So they got some guys up front, man. But then you look to
Definitely.
they got the Miami side. You got newly acquired linebackers like Anthony Walker, who hasn't really been heard from since the first couple weeks of practice. But then you got Jordan Brooks, who you expect to be an upgrade over Jerome Baker, excuse me. And then you got David Long, who played well for you last season. And then your front four, Calais Campbell, Zach Sealer, some of the best in the business doing it. And then
Mm-hmm.
your edges, you got a rotation that will consist of Emmanuel Ogba, Chart Robinson, Jalen Phillips on the snap count, and Muhammad Kamara. So it's a lot of guys you could go through, man. But who do you think gets the edge for the front four? The Dolphins or the Jags? Like I said, I think it's the most difficult one to call.
Hmm. This one is indeed the toughest. The reason why I'm going to give the reason I'm going to give Jacksonville the slight edge, not only because they're trying to get back into that sense of how they were, what I want to say 4 to 6 years ago, the Saxonville days when Calais Campbell was on the squad. But they do have the capability of being that Saxonville type squad again. And having Josh, Hines Allen, as he goes by now,
Yeah.
with Trayvon Walker, and Devin Lloyd and Forsyth Oluokun being as rangy as they are, going sideline to sideline, being able to cover running backs well and tight ends well. Oluokun basically being another safety in the box for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's, in a sense, pretty tough to come out and say or give the Miami the edge, especially with the injuries that we do have to one of our best pass rushers in Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb. We could depend on Zach Sealer to always come and make a play, but he's not a pass rusher per se. You understand? So Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen coming off two edges with man, I'm forgetting the D tackle name right now. I like him too. I'm forgetting his name, man. But just that front seven as a whole, and especially with the fact that they basically are bringing the same guys back from last year, I gotta give Jacksonville the slight edge over us. I love that front seven that they have over there. Shit, that like I was just singing the praise for the young secondary. I love that defense as a whole. So I gotta give them that. I gotta give them boys that
Right.
slight
And
edge.
I agree. I think they get the slight edge from the front seven because simply put, man, they got some dudes, man. Like they got all pro caliber players at two levels of the field on in terms of those two positions or those two groups, I should say. Because Josh Allen, you can make an argument he's top five at the position right now. I mean, the man had 17 and a half sacks last season. He sets the edge well, plays with a constant pursuit. So this isn't a guy that takes plays off. He's like I said, you could make an argument and make a case he's top five at the position right now. And Trayvon Walker gave you double digits last season. So this This is one of the better tandems in the league in terms of pass rushers. And then, like I said earlier, with Alurkin and Devin Lloyd, like these two guys together probably combined for almost 300 tackles. Like these some guys. Like this ain't gonna be. We're not comparing, guys that aren't Pro Bowl or All Pro caliber. These guys are that good. So when you come into the game and you have a group that's made up of new guys and veterans who are a little bit on the older side, because Miami is the second oldest team in the league, I believe, if not the oldest. So you see the young guys, you see them getting better, and they aging with grace. So it's like you just hope you can keep up. So, but I give that edge to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they got an edge in terms of the front seven, man. They got a lot of good talent on the front seven, I should say.
Yep, I agree.
But
I definitely agree.
yeah, let's get into the overall though. So what is some things you're looking for? Like, give me 3 things you're looking for from this game. What do you want to see week 1?
I want to see consistent running lanes. I don't want the occasional explosive play. I want the run game to be established. I feel like we got to come out and show that we're going to be the type of team that's not just going to beat you just throwing the football well and getting explosive plays, but we're going to be able to run the ball down the field and put up great yardage to, wear the game down, because we scored quickly a lot last year, and that came to bite us back a couple times, I do want us to show and establish that we have a dominant run game, that we could come out there and show a little consistency in that aspect. I want us to get to the quarterback, man. I don't want Trevor Lawrence to just sit back and just pick and choose who he wants to throw to. I don't want him to just be able to come out and just go lights out. I want us to get to the quarterback. I want us to be able to finish plays on the defensive side. And the third thing, I want to see more points than the Jaguars, man. I do not want to go into a shootout with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Not to say that they are not the capable team or anything like that. I just don't want to have to be going back and forth with Jacksonville is all.
Right. I agree with that. I agree. But my 3 things, I 1,000% agree with the pass rushing thing. That's what I want to see, because truth be told, I'm a little concerned about the pass rushing. I know Jalen Phillips is on the snap count, and yeah, I know people tell me he has 6.5 sacks, I believe, in 8 games last year. The fact is, when you turn the film on, you watch the guy play, the talent he is ain't equating to the play on the field consistently to me. He plays with a high motor. He is an energy guy. He's not gonna give up on plays. I give him that, but he really needs to work on his technique, in my opinion. Like he's a physical specimen. There's nothing he has a weakness at per se. But his hand placement to me can be better. He needs to work on a 1 or 2 pass rushing moves to perfect. He doesn't have anything down, in my opinion. But then you look past him, everyone else is either a rookie or a veteran who best days may be behind them. So it's kind of worrisome when you look at it from that perspective, because you just don't know what you're going to get from this group as a whole. Like, I mean, it wasn't real convincing in the preseason, because in the preseason we didn't really see a whole lot of sacks or anything like that. So now you got starters on the field every play. So now you're going to have to produce some kind of pressure off the edge, because if we don't, you know just as well as I know, my boy, that we struggle against tight ends mightily.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Everett Ingram is one of the 5 best pass catcher tight ends in the league right now. And then you have to defend Travis Etienne out the backfield. It's going to be a long day if they cannot get to the pass rush. Pass quarterback. It's gonna be a long day if they can't get to Trevor Lawrence. It really is. So I want to see them get to the ball and rush the passer well. They even got to get a whole bunch of sack numbers. Just create pressure, make them uncomfortable. Just do something that's going to affect the game on a consistent note. Second thing I want to see the receiver room dominate this team. Yes, the Jaguars have a young, talented secondary in some aspects, but this is a Jaguars team that doesn't have a true, definite playmaker in that secondary. Yes, they're solid, but this isn't a group that should step to your two receivers and slow them down. They should be able to go out there and both have good games. So I want to see just that. I want to see Jalen Waddle go out and get 105, 115 yards, maybe a touchdown, 8 to 10 catches. I want to see Reed get 150 to open up the season on 7 to 8 catches and get a touchdown. I want to see that because this is a team that you should be able to do that against. Like I just said earlier about Tyson Campbell, yeah, the man is talented, he's good, but he struggled mightily last season. So this is an opportunity I think they should be licking the chops at. So I think the receivers should have a good day. And the last thing I want to see, I just want to see clean football, honestly. I want to see them play clean football, mistake free, limit the penalties. Don't go out there and beat yourself. Just don't beat yourself. Go out there, play the game the way you're coached to play it, and live with the results. I I think that's what it comes to. But
For sure, for sure.
with all that being said, my boy, who you got winning the game and why? What's your score prediction?
Oh yeah, that's what I was waiting for right here. I got Miami 31-20.
Okay.
No, just from um just from a standpoint of having a better overall team. I do think they have a better overall team. I do believe that Tua will go out there and really show something when it's excuse me. He'll go out there and really show something and show that he might have deserved that contract. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to be definite about it until we at least 10 games in the season. But I do believe that he's going to come out there and put up some good numbers, show that the offense can still be dominant, that it is still dominant. And I just want to come out there and just enjoy the game, man. I don't feel like the Jaguars can keep up with our speed. I feel like they have the physicality aspect of the game, but I think we'll beat them by 2 scores.
Okay. I think the Dolphins do win as well. I think it's going to be somewhere in the realms of 27-17, somewhere around there, 27-20, 27-17. I think this should be a comfortable win. I think we should beat this team simply because I think we're the better team. I think you got better playmakers. I think you got more talent. The quarterback play has been better. The coaching has been slightly better. I think McDaniel has been better than Doug Peterson has been the last 2 years. So there's no real reason why you should lose this game. So I think they open up the season 1-0. But that'll be off. Wait, before we go, let me just ask one more thing. Who do you expect to have a big game, like either side of the ball?
One player or two?
Whichever. How many ever you want to say?
I mean, I said them already, so I'm gonna do an extra one. I think Tua is gonna have a great game. I think he's gonna throw for maybe 300 yards.
Okay.
I think they're gonna utilize Jonnu Smith, but I don't want to say he's gonna have a big game. But I think he is gonna be heavily utilized. But I do think Devon A-Chain might have over 100 yards rushing. I do believe in Devon A-Chain. And I'm going to go with my boy Javon Holland, man. I think Javon Holland going to catch an interception tomorrow. Sunday. I think he's going to be able to pick Trevor Lawrence off. We all know Trevor Lawrence like throwing, what's the term? He like playing hero ball. He loves throwing the ball downfield. So I think that Javon Holland will go out there and bait him up a little bit, just get one of them away from him. And I'm going to go one more. And shout out to my main guy. I'm going to go Chuck Robinson, man. I think Chuck Robinson will get a sack, maybe a sack and a half. I think he's going to surprise some people out there. I think he's going to really go out there and show that he was worth it. Because I know a lot of people kind of question if Miami should have got him or not. So I think he's going to be able to show up and show some things to everybody.
Right. I like the Chuck Robinson pick. Me, I'm going to go with Devon A-Chain. That's the guy who I expect to have a big game. I think all this guy needs is an opportunity. And once the opportunity presents itself, I think he will embrace it fully. I expect him to have a huge game. I'm not going to lie. I'm talking about 150-yard plus scrimmage yard game. I think he might be that good for them this coming Sunday.
For sure.
But that'll be it for the show, guys. Appreciate you all tuning in always. Whoever tuned in to the pod, be sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook, follow on Instagram. I'm on all socials, TikTok, Twitter, whatever the case may be. I promise you, look at Last Word Productions is there. You got anything you want to say before you head out, my boy?
Dolphins get that dub. Slam Dolphins on all parlays.
Right. All right, my boy. I'll see you in the next one, man.
Yo.